Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the All Star Panel here on the Jack and Glenn channel, also on the Talisa Ray channel, also on August Love Story channel. For all the authors watching on individual channels, we appreciate you for watching us. Appreciate you for joining us. Appreciate you spending your Resurrecting Sunday, Easter Sunday with us on this afternoon to talk about Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 14, The Rope, the Feather, and the Bidet.
Bidet.
Bidet, whatever. Something I ain't never gonna use because I don't want nothing to stick anyway. Bidet, but let's get ready. Let's talk about it. Yes, right. Hey, let's we start with August Love Story, man. Say hey to the people.
Hi. Hey, people. Oh, but Glenn, you wouldn't use the bidet?
No, man, my washcloth and some soap. I think,
but you ain't gonna use that every time you sit on a toilet.
I don't want that shooting up there every time I sit in the toilet neither.
I just want to how it dries.
That's my problem.
I would use it, but I
don't want to have soggy butt and I gotta wipe it off with tissue.
You gotta have to fight. That's
you gotta pat it. You gotta pat it. You guys you are missing out if you don't ever use a bidet. You got to try one at least one time.
We have a friend that has one. Maybe next time we go to his house.
Go to his house. Yeah, you just be like,
I would try one. I would try one, but it wouldn't be something I do every day.
I don't know, man. I said the same thing about going to get a pedicure, and
I do pedicures.
I like pedicures.
Me and Jack do pedicures together. I'm about to get one before we go on this trip. So I can't be in the islands with bad feet.
So without me, like it's gotten that real.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm a person that was like, nah, I ain't getting no pedicure, and feet look like it's been through some things.
They had been through some things.
I try to keep mine as nice as move. I'll try to get, a couple months. We try to make sure I'm there. Got to take care of stuff every once in a while. But I have not been without her though. There might be an experience, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll definitely see. It'll make you feel some type of way.
Like what?
Oh, I'm gonna pop on one day and say, look, guess where I just came from?
Just pop up with your toes out.
You just want to start a fight. Like you just finding any reason to start a fight. Oh.
That's him.
He chose violence today, didn't he?
You choosing violence today? Oh man. I love seeing you guys, your family. Love seeing y'all each and every week, man. But it's always a pleasure. Let's hop on to and we got the Vivacious, the lovely one.
Listen, it's all right. They knew I was here. They see me. We were answering. It's good. What up, y'all? That's enough. It's all right.
My big sis, who keeps me straight, y'all. Miss Talisa Ray. How you doing, Talisa?
I'm doing well today. Thank you very much so, Glenn, for including me in the intro.
Get the cheekbones. Get the smile. Get the cheekbones out.
Come on. You see, look at my dimples coming in. They're coming in. I'm doing a little something. I got a little something going over here. Yeah.
I see it. What you doing is all right. It's working. Let's get started. Let's knock this off with Nicole and Chris, man. From the past episode about Married at First Sight, Nicole and Chris and their assignment. We had Dr. Pia step in. Mm-hmm. Dr. Pia come in this week. I don't know. I still like Dr. Viviana over Dr. Pia though. But we'll get to that a little bit later. Tom, let's start with August Love Story. Your thoughts on Nicole and Chris from this week of Married at First Sight?
I thought the bidet was cool. I was like, hey man, if it works, it works. Get that thing on cleaned out. I ain't sure about the drying part. But Nicole and Chris. Let me make sure I'm on the right episode.
I'm still writing notes. Look at me. I don't have a note.
I would forget the episode. Right. Like I have no recollection of what happened between Nicole and Chris.
I wait till y'all start talking, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah."
I don't know what he talking about. This is where they was talking about sex and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got some issues that they need to handle, man, personally, because she brought up the idea that sex was had a negative connotation to it, and I was like, but it shouldn't, especially for you guys, and the negative connotation for her. Oh man, you might need to take him upstairs, man. The negative, the negative connotation for it was that she would have sex basically just to be having it to please the other person. She was like it was good, but it wasn't fulfilling her. And I'm paraphrasing there. Um, for him, he was just like that's all they wanted from him was sex, and so it's weird that that just to me it brightens up like insecurities that they have and flaws that they have in their life that they probably should handle before trying to be married. Like the most interesting part is going to be when they say yes on decision day, how do they handle everything without the cameras along with all their insecurities? More so Nicole than Chris, just because Nicole has a lot of things going on with her that she kind of needs to work through. And you usually would think that you would work through those things before you get married. So
Or
um
before you seriously date someone.
right. But we'll see how things go with them. I ain't really have I think their thing to work on was foreplay. Um and they basically went through the box and was like, I don't want to do it. I was like, well, ma'am, do this stuff, man. We don't need to do this. We straight. We good. Obviously, you're not.
It's
So
probably it's probably very vanilla over there. And I mean that's okay. If you like vanilla, then be vanilla. That's cool.
Y'all not vanilla? No, I'm just kidding. Don't answer that. 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 Don't answer
I
that.
was trying my best to figure out something
I'm sorry.
witty to say,
I'm
but I
sorry.
got
It's
nothing.
Resurrection Sunday. Hold on. Don't answer that. Don't
Hey,
answer
we
that.
married, man. We can do what we want
I
to.
know, but hold on. Hold on.
What do
Nicole,
we
Let me
I'm
thought I was being sarcastic. Hold on. Just
but then it's like, well, I want to answer that. Hold
So wait. Just hold on. Don't.
I don't know how I got here. I don't know how we got
Sorry,
here.
it's my fault. I'm actually Tommy's sister too. So just
I
Right,
understand.
right.
I understand. Like this is how he literally acts with my little sister too.
Yeah.
So
right.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
Nicole
I'm
and
about
Chris,
to fire this dude.
Oh, he good.
Nicole and Chris got some BCS going over there. Basic
Nicole
Caucasian sex.
definitely for sure has some PTSD from her past trauma,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's going to have to figure those things out. That was pretty much all I wanted to say before Quad decided he needed to say something too.
Got you.
I'm gonna mute myself now.
Elisa, Nicole and Chris, and them not want to use the box or any other things that spice up their lives.
my biggest issue with Nicole and Chris is like Tommy's. The same with the whole Nicole does not love herself enough, is not happy with who she is. And then it just tells me that she's found it in everyone else. That's why she's a people pleaser. And then when it came to sexual intimacy, that she would just go along with whatever other people said and wanted to do. And it takes you back to the burn. And yeah, you can burn me because I'm seeking for love and validation outside of who I am. And so because of that, it doesn't matter. Everything does, you know what I mean? Everybody and my needs are pushed behind, and then I'm mad about it because that she say she a firecracker because I'm not getting my desires met in any aspect of my life. I was really glad to see though, Dr. Pia. Like I know who was that just said they like the doctor, whatever her name is.
I like Dr. V.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, she was cool and everything, but I love when a black woman comes in because for some reason we have a different energy. Not for some reason, we know why we have a different
Yeah, we
energy.
got different energy.
We have a different energy when it comes to addressing things, and it's really no nonsense. I can't wait till we get to one particular couple so I can say what I want to say.
Oh yeah.
But she made them face the reality of this is where you are. And you probably are having plain vanilla sex. You probably are and need to spice it up. You need to do those things because in 2 years, y'all ain't gonna want to still be doing the same. However, that whole bidet thing, when she said, my mind didn't go to when she said.
Get up my mind. I went dirty too. My mind went.
My mind didn't go like to just being fresh and clean when she said we're having sex and it's several times and so we need a bidet. My mind went to y'all going through the other door quite often.
Right.
That's
where my mind
went exactly. I was like, okay, Nicole.
You always need a clean tushy, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what y'all do.
I didn't think about that until just now.
No,
just now.
My mind went there.
My mind instantly went like, oh, okay, girl. Like
that's why you my sis. My mind went straight there too. Like,
yeah. Like that is the preference, to each their own, and that was the preference. Like that was where it wasn't just regular intercourse. I don't know what to call, whatever. Nonetheless, all I got is like, and then I felt like it was a little two-sided. One, I felt like they gave you these exercises because they're supposed to help you, and you need to be doing the things, even if it's not all the things. You could have put on them little leather leggings, honey, and walked around a little bit, and the massage candle. It just felt like everything was, I don't like this and I don't like that, and this is this and this is that, and the massage candle. I'm afraid that we're gonna get burnt if we. Girl, the massage candle, you're gonna let it burn and it's gonna melt, and then you're supposed to use it. Like, anyway.
Not the person who let somebody burn them with cigarettes.
Right. Talking about, and maybe she having a little trauma behind it, Glenn. Maybe she had a little trauma. And then, but on the other side, I was also like, well, most times on these shows, these people just do what the producers tell them to do. So on the flip side, I was like, well, I'm glad that they understand that this isn't something that they want to do, but it's not them, it's just her. Because I'm sure that if Chris said, if she said, come on, Chris, let's try it, he would have said, okay. So I don't really have I don't have nothing else on them. I don't know. Y'all got something else spicy? Let me know.
No, I was just gonna say the same thing. Like, you literally told Dr. Pia that you have a problem with the foreplay.
Oh.
That you want more foreplay. She gives you things to help with the foreplay. And everything in the chest, you like, no, don't like that, don't like this, don't like that. Girl, if you don't try that feather, if you don't try that massager, get your fancy tickled before you get into it. Are you kidding me? I was just like, so you're just not going to do none of that? I don't really think we need this. Yeah, apparently you do.
You just complain about the dude's foreplay. That is foreplay.
I mean, like she was like, it's really over real quick. It's really what really what she was implying. At least for me, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. Like you can't go wrong. I understand some of maybe the handcuffs. You don't want to be tied up. No. You can't go wrong with the lotion. Right? How do you go wrong with lotion, right? You can't go wrong with the lotion. You can't go wrong with the lube if that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? There's some things in that, but can't go wrong with the feather. So the things that was in that box she couldn't go wrong with. So it's like, what are you complaining about? What are you saying? If it's not spicy enough for you, help make it spicy, and then hit my man Chris like, okay. Nah, bro, if it ain't okay.
He good with it because he want to be lazy with it. He want to do a little bit of kissing. He want to work her up just a little, just enough. He ain't got no, he was like, oh, we ain't got to do none of that? Cool. I ain't got to do no extra work. Cool.
She gonna get tired of that for a minute because I can't say that because she's used to it because I think isn't she the one that said that she had sex with guys that was hate sex?
Yes.
So they were just having sex just to have it. And she might just don't care.
When you had that hate sex, like you work yourself up for that. You get all hot and bothered for that. You be like, oh, I can't stand you. You know what I'm saying?
So, what's up?
That's what she, you get there for that.
But that's probably what she had though. Maybe he.
I'm not saying I know.
I'm not saying he rough enough, but it's a lot with them that they don't discuss or have a conversation about. I'm agree with you guys, and at least do something in the box. Try it.
Just try it. You might like it.
Close your eyes and pick something, right? And whatever it is, that's what we use today. They just, like I said, BCS. It's BCS.
Very vanilla.
Basic Caucasian sex.
Very vanilla.
I didn't coin that
Thanks,
tone.
Beth.
Beth coined that for Married at First Sight Charlotte. So don't talk about me. I'm trying to get Beth to sell some more mugs and T-shirts, but that's what she, she coined the tone and she coined the phrase. But I mean, Nicole and Chris, they're doing okay. If that's the biggest problem they have, that can be fixed.
Yeah,
that can be fixed by going through therapy, listening to counselors, expressing with one another what you like, what you don't like, what you may want to try, but what you don't want to try. Because you figure they came into it doing what they did with their old partners and not what they did with each other. So we'll see there.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on Chris and
they're still my favorite.
Nicole?
They're still my favorite, but I just wish they had tried some of the little toys.
I think they have to understand, they have to learn how to have sex with each other and not what they've been doing. So that's the thing that I think bothered me the most, that they wasn't willing to explore some of the things that were given to them, because they may not know that they like to be handcuffed or go with I don't know what they were going to do with the leather pants, but whatever they was going to do with leather pants, they do that thing.
Maybe had the butt out or something. I don't know.
I think they only were like were they full pants or were they like
chaps?
Yeah, I think they were just like, or maybe single legs. You just walk around cute. You just be cute.
Only thing I thought was like, man, this thing's gonna be hot.
It's hot.
Oh, you didn't put you some on, Tommy?
Nah, I slept on the leather couch before, man. I got burnt up.
body done stuck to the couch when you got up.
What you say?
You just try to peel yourself off.
But the one thing I will say real quick, and we can go to the next one, is I think Nicole is right. She says, that she needs to handle the mental elements of herself. Yes, she does. Mm-hmm. She needs to do that, but she needs to do that apart from trying to build their sex life up. Yes, you can still work on that, because Dr. Pia had to correct her on that. She was like, I'm really effed up. I'm really messed up. And she was like, you're not what happened to you. It happened to you. It's not you. You know what I mean? That's not who you are. So she does need to work on that, but you also need to be able to speak up and say what you want when it comes to sex with your husband and do that. But I don't disagree that she needs to work on the mental elements of herself, because she's still like Talisa says, there's still some trauma there. She's traumatized and she's going to have to get past that.
Up with Chris and his T-shirt.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
I missed it.
If that tank top make an appearance one more time, the red like
doing his laundry.
Right. You remember he said he only do laundry once a month?
He wore it the wedding night. He wore it on the honeymoon. He had it on one other episode, and then he had it on this one. I'm like, tired of that tank top. I'm tired of this church.
Let's leave my man, Chris. Leave my man. You don't like
his favorite shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know what? If I have a favorite shirt, I promise you I wouldn't wear it all the time on TV. Because they would think that's all I have.
But not only that, I mean, if I have a favorite shirt I like to wear, I'll wear it. But after you make the statement that you only do laundry once a month, that's what I'm gonna remember that. That's why you wear that.
He ain't washed that.
He ain't washed that shirt. You ain't washed that shirt. So don't make the statement that you only do laundry once a month and not expect nobody to keep seeing the shirt. I'm just saying. If it's your favorite shirt, rock on with it. Rock on with it. But at least do laundry more than once a month.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Talisa, we're going to start with you on this one. Everybody's best friend, Gina and Clint.
Oh, good. The one thing that I read, this is the couple I thought about with Dr. Pia. Because it felt like Gina kept like trying to come for her, and she pretty much was like, "No, sis, I ain't the one. Like, I'm not Dr. Viviana. I'm not Dr. Pepper. I said what I said." That's how I felt in this instance. And so like, I don't know why we're pretending. I don't know why we're pretending. Why are we acting like they basically said, no, yeah, we're friends. We're friends. And I don't see you this way, and you don't see me that way. And why would you even recommend for us to touch? We don't want to do no touching. We don't want to hold no hands. We don't even want to look each other in the eye when we talking as friends. We don't want that kind of connection. And partly when they did the exercise, and talking about his swag, I'm with her. He ain't got no swag. What kind of swag he got? Like, where is the swag? Give him a swag bag. Show him something. And she was like, start with your haircut. Okay, I'm agreeing with her on that. Do something with that haircut. It would probably change your appearance altogether. However, when they were sitting on that couch and she said, so me saying you don't have swag, is it like the comment you made? And does it make you feel like how I felt at the honeymoon? I said, that was it. You stamped him in that time. He took the stamp off. And it was never going to be anything more than this. I mean, this is it. So they wasted my time, your time, the experts' times, like, but it's a paycheck. It's a little extra money. I guess you just put it in the bank. I don't really have much on them. And when they were sitting there and they were doing the touch exercises, I thought, this is weird and awkward for me to watch. Like, I was like, what are we doing? Hank has a better relationship with the both of them than they have with one another. When he was pounding Hank and Hank sitting, I was like, all right, look at him and Hank. They bonded. But not him and the wife, Gina. I don't know. I think that's all I got. I don't have nothing on them. Did I miss something? I'm sure.
No, you good. You good. I got one thing.
I don't see nothing else because I don't take notes. So let me wait to see what y'all say.
We'll go with August love story. Gina and Clint, you guys thoughts on the lack of intimacy?
During our review, I literally just looked at Tommy and said, "Why are we even talking about them? Like, there's nothing here. We're here because Gina needs to continue doing more marketing for her salon. Because even in this exercise, she's like, I could do your hair. We're just marketing Gina's salon and watching Clint play with Hank. There's nothing more to this relationship at all outside of I am here so I don't get fined. Clint gives the appearance of trying because Gina's not trying at all. So all he has to do is say, yeah, I invited her to do this and she said no. And it automatically looks like Clint's the great guy here because he didn't have to do much. It just, Tommy was like, he needs to try to talk to her about sex. I was like, for why? They not gonna have it.
No.
Okay, say what you said.
What I said.
Go ahead, say what you said.
I said the challenge at this point for me would be to GTD.
And what's the point?
For me,
what would be the point?
Just to say you got him?
Just to say I got him. Challenges. The chase and chaser. So I used to play these games back in my heyday before we got married. Like, I mean, like let's be honest. Like, my thing is they've been married 5-6 weeks at this point. They stay together in separate rooms, but they live together and they're married. And the purpose of them are to become one. Like, see if this thing will work out. We don't see it working out, but it's hard for me to believe that everybody's sexual beings, right? Like, at some point we're like, oh, I want to have sex. They've been together 5 weeks, have seen each other. They probably haven't seen each other naked, but they've definitely seen each other more than anybody else has seen, from them that's not having had sex with them or whatnot. And y'all still ain't nothing. Nothing is there. You ain't had no desire to like do anything with each other because of proximity. It ain't never crossed your mind. That's my thing. Oh,
no.
Look, I thought Talisa was doing.
Of course, Tommy. Of course I am. Oh, we can hear you.
Hey,
Yeah, y'all ain't got no sound.
But he on mute. Y'all on mute.
Lost it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got
you now.
I got you back now.
All right. Artika moving and stuff over there. But anyway, what was I talking about? But yeah, it's hard to believe that they haven't wanted to have sex with each other, right? Or at least had some type of intimacy with each other just based off of proximity alone. The bigger issue is, why is Gina our age and still feels funny talking about sex? Like, I understand some people, don't just I do this, I bust it open, I do that, and get it from this way, that way, and this way. But sex is sex, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm and she's what, 35?
Yeah.
She's born in 87 or 88.
We can't hear you, Artika, if you're talking. When you talk,
I'll fix her in a second. Tech support over here. But like, yeah, man, it's just weird that she's that old and feels funny talking about sex. And like Artika was saying, it's like, why are we talking about them? Clint looks like he's trying because she's not, but I really think Clint is actually trying. Like, he's doing what he's allowed to do without, kind of like overstepping. Yeah, I mean, like, what else can? Oh, she said he's just following instructions, and I'm like, what else can he do?
Hey, he can walk across the hallway, dog. That's what I said. Somebody told me I'm trying to get Clint. Somebody told me I'm trying to get Clint a case.
Yeah.
You said, what'd you say?
Then somebody told me that when I keep saying Clint needs to walk across the hallway or try, like, yo, Clint's about to catch a case if you keep telling that man to go across the hallway.
I mean, and that's what I mean. Like, it's only so far he can go.
Right.
Only so far he can go before it's like he gonna get a case. But like I said, I was like, man, try to watch a movie. Like, put yourself in a intimate setting, right? Because they're always talking with the lights on at the bar, in the stools and stuff like that. But we never see them talking on the couch like how they was I was gonna say today, but like how they was on the episode when they was messing with the feather and stuff like that. They're never just like right there talking to each other, close to each other, or trying to spend.
Weird. It didn't look weird to you how they were sitting next to each other. It looked weird and awkward, and I don't want to be here.
No, I didn't. But me looking at it from a standpoint of, all right, this marriage might not work, so I'm finna try the next best thing. Yeah, the next best thing is to taste the merchandise. I don't know how to say this without sounding like an a-hole. Like, I just don't know how to say that, but it's like that may spark something. You know what I'm saying? It's you never know, but it's their biggest issue is because they don't touch each other. Like how long can you go without hugging a person? I'm a hugger. I can't go 8 weeks without hugging a person. I barely go a day without touching you. So it's that don't make sense. It's just, for me, it's just not calculating. And I understand Gina doesn't seem to like him or want to be in this thing, but it's like, we're here. What if it worked out? What if we're supposed to be together? So, you know what I'm saying? Type of deal. So I don't know. It's just tough. And then I would have that conversation too. But anything?
Well, they were talking about they were self-pleasuring themselves.
See, that's where I was going to get to.
About to say.
Okay, then let me be quiet. Go.
Go ahead.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. All I want to do is agree with whatever you saying. Go.
I'm like, why am I self-pleasuring myself? And I got a whole woman across the hallway that I can try. I can at least, that's all I'm saying. At least try. Instead of giving a dog a pound when I come in the house, how about I can hug my wife, give her a kiss, try to embrace her, try to break the walls down?
Because he don't want to.
Oh, he wants to.
He don't want to with her. He doesn't.
He don't want to with her because he don't think she's gonna receive it right.
No, he don't want to. If you want to, you will make it. You will try it. If you really want to, it's worth a try. I'll try it.
No, I agree. I think he wants to try, but he thinks Gina's gonna shut him down.
No, he don't.
And the whole rest of the relationship is gonna be terrible.
I'm convinced. You're not gonna convince me. He do not want to try. He don't want to try it with. He doesn't.
I go back to the after party when Kirsten was painted by Shaq. He like, yo, I like to try that.
Yeah, he didn't say with Gina. He said I want to try it. But he didn't say with Gina.
I think he might want to try it with Gina.
He don't.
Because he knows she's giddy. He don't want to mess with a schoolgirl. He want to mess with somebody who's kind of ready to flow a little bit. Remember, Clint, the same person who had sex like Eris the night before he got the announcement
with somebody he liked,
with somebody else,
with somebody he liked and was interested in.
But this is the problem I have. But with their discussion, both of them said they were sexual beings when she asked. Oh, we both sexual people. How are you over there messing with yourself next door? He's messing with himself next door. And and y'all don't ever think to go across the hallway and let each other mess with each other?
Because he buying time to go back to the girl that he had sex with before the experiment. That's what Eris is doing too.
Say what you just said, Glenn, so people in the back can hear.
Give it a shot, man. I'm not. If I got a whole woman across the hallway, I am not going to waste 8 weeks and not at least give her an opportunity or try to get. She can shut me down, and once I hear a no from her, we good, right? But we haven't seen him try to do anything.
But seriously, you had this discussion.
I'll take
so you really gonna try it with somebody you don't even like?
That's my wife.
We have to. There's no way that these attractive people don't like each other.
There are lots of people that are attractive that I do not like.
It's absolutely a chance.
But
she looks.
She might. He likes her. She might,
but he don't like her like that.
She might start liking him if he do what he's supposed to. I mean, things
she committed to not liking him.
Thank
it
you.
A waste of his time to try to pursue sex with her.
Thank you.
We got 2 weeks left. Just finish these 2 weeks out. Go to decision. They get whatever per diem check, like buy all the wine that they will reimburse you for, and make sure you set up your apartment nicely when it's all said and done. That's it. Just get your per diem checks.
And that's why I say, I think I said this even before this episode. And that's why it was so awkward for her to talk about it. I think probably normally she wouldn't have a problem talking about it. But why am I talking about it with somebody that I'm not even trying to do it with? Mind your business. He don't need to know what my favorite position is because we're not getting in it. I'm not like
I don't even want you to imagine me being in it because it's not going to happen with you.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Because she said he was attractive. If Clint never made the athletic and slender comment, are we talking differently about this couple?
Yes.
No,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. We are talking differently, but I think she still don't like him. She just don't. She like She don't not like him a little less. Do that make sense? You know what I'm saying?
She said.
I don't really go for it.
He would have had. I think he would have had a real opportunity had he not made that slender comment. Even though she don't like gingers or whatever, if he had not made that comment, she would have put a little more effort in than she is now. Now she's out. She's been out for how many weeks we've been in this? After the first week, however many weeks after that, dude, she's been out of it.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
If he been out of it. So
he doesn't make that comment. She was attracted to him when he came down the aisle. My husband is he's a good looking.
I don't know. She might have stretched.
I think so. I think she did.
But when he said
Pastor Cal told her to say the same thing he told Eris to say.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
But that slender and athletic comment, because she said on the after party they was kissing and hugging, doing all the things up to that point. And when he said that, that's when everything just stopped. So you can't tell me I keep kissing you and hugging you that wasn't going to lead to him getting, as Tommy, I'm going to use Tommy words, GTD.
I'm going to say this because it's Resurrection Sunday. If that's the case, you need to take that man off the cross. Take that man off the cross. You crucify him every day for this athletic and slender comment. Stop crucifying that man. Get him off the cross at least, even if you're not going to give him none. Take him off the cross.
Well, she let him play with a feather.
They barely play with that feather. They barely play with that feather. I'm glad that they did use the items in, because at first it was looking like to me Gina was going to use it on Clint, and she won't gonna let him use it on her at all. That's what it looked like for a minute. I was like, oh, she not gonna let him do it. But then she did, because at first she rubbed something on herself and then she let him do it. So I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. But I feel like Artika, yeah, why are we talking about them? They are definitely just there so they don't get fined. And I feel like, nothing to see here. That's how I feel.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else?
Hey, but I like Clint. Oh, let me add that, because somebody in the chat said that too. Clint has really grown on me. I didn't think I would like him. I like him though, but I don't like them together. And Gina, she just all right.
Clint reminds me of like a lot of guys that I met in college. And I mean, it's easy to have a very superficial relationship with them. Like, that would be the kind of guy that if he said, hey, you want to go on frat row and hang out, get some beers, I'd be like, yeah. That would be the extent of it. And that's, I think, where Gina is as well.
Senior swag.
Has no swag.
Hey, Clinton go get jiggy with it.
That jiggy gonna be just raggedy.
Oh man, since we brought him up, we talk about hand clapping and all that. Let's go with Jasmine and Eris, and I'll start with you, Jackie. Your thoughts on Jasmine and Eris?
I feel like this come to me last. I feel like Talisa on this. I want to hear everything else. For real though, come to me later.
All right, look, Jasmine and Eris, man. We get.
I'll go after you. How about that? Me, right. I'm gonna piggyback off you. How about that?
My man Eris is look. I was giving Eris the benefit of the doubt for a couple weeks.
I don't know why.
Eris doesn't get any more love from me. He's cut off. Look, Eris is totally done. Anytime he can open his mouth and literally say, "I only clapped because they told me to do that," and you told this girl right in her face, right? And you told
he didn't.
No, he told her sister.
Which is worse.
He told her sister, and then her sister told her. First of all, you don't think her sister was going to tell her that the only reason you clapped and say she was looking good was because of the production? I'm going to say Pastor Cal production, whatever case may be. Bruh, there's some things, as I said in our review, there's some things you take to your grave that you keep with you, and that is one of them. You don't insult her. You don't demean her. You don't tell her she's not beautiful or pretty on her wedding day. And that means everything else you said to her seems like a lie. Everything else you said seemed like a lie. And I apologize to all you followers. Y'all was right. I shouldn't have gave Eris the benefit of the doubt. I apologize. But because there's some things you just don't do. And that is one of them. You came on there for a process and to get married. At least give it a benefit of the doubt. Try. And then I guess what Jackie said, she probably said when she talked about it, you ain't all that.
At all.
And so you're putting yourself, he puts himself up here and put her down here and saying you can't get in a marriage like that. It's not going to work that way. And then the whole marriage, you're pushing her away, telling her she's not attractive. Well, not telling her, you're telling everybody else except her. And then you telling her that, it's going to be okay. I'm trying, I'm going to try to dig deep. He didn't really dig deep. Hasn't been digging deep, trying to pull her out or trying to make this relationship work. Artika says all the time, Eris is really there for the check. He just biding his time. He is there just so he can get paid. So he can't walk away. He has no intention, even though he asked for a queen and she is a queen. And in that sense, he doesn't want anything to do with her. He doesn't want to grow up. He doesn't want to grow up at all.
He still want to be a Toys R Us kid.
He want to be a Toys R Us kid. He want to go play. Eris wants to be in the streets, and you see Eris. Look, if she came out with a booty and some boobs, Eris might have been ready to go. Mm-hmm. If she was like him and came on to him and asked him what his sexual position was, if she was like, "Hey, what you want to do? Let's go get it right now," he would have been like, "Okay, let's go." Mm-hmm. But because she's laid back and she's a lady, he don't know how to handle it. He's not used to ladies.
Mm-hmm. I feel like with Jasmine and Eris, this is applicable to what Tommy said. Like, if you're a hugger, like her thing was, when I come home, you can't greet me with a hug. She said he friend zoned me on the honeymoon. So we friends. You can greet me with a hug if we're friends. We stay. And as far as we know, they sleeping in the same room. They sleeping in the same bed. So I get that. Like, you can't eat, even if you don't want to wife me, if you don't want to do the wife thing, like, You can't give me a hug, let me know, hey, how was your day? It's good to see you. Glad you made it home safely. Nothing happened to you on the way home. She's like, and she said the same thing I said too when Dr. Pia asked him about the fishbowl activity. And she was like, he's sarcastic. I felt like he was doing it just to do it, which he proves further when he talks to her sister. And her sister tells her, Eris says he only clapped for you because they said so. So you're only doing this because they told you to. You don't really want to do it. So what the heck am I trying for? I'm not going to keep trying. They really could have did something. If there was something there, them cooking together, they could have been romantic with the cooking together. Here, let me, stand behind you. Let me help you mix this up in the bowl. Let me come and do like this. He don't care.
Slap her on the small booty.
And it's not really even that small, but
it really,
it's not.
It's perfect for her body. I mean, because when she was in them leggings a couple of weeks ago when they were doing the little Nerf thing, whatever the case may be, I commented, I'm like, her butt ain't that small. I was like, hey, you're not that big. It's not that small. But,
yeah, I'm past fed up with Eris. I feel bad for Jasmine, and when she had her breakdown with the girls, and Nicole's so funny. She's like, "This is a safe space. You can share with us. Go ahead and cry, girl. Go ahead and cry." And but I felt bad for her because she was like, "I'm losing it. I'm breaking down." And everything, like she said in the previous episode, everything I'm telling the girls I mentor to do, uplift themselves, like I'm not doing it. I'm just beat down at this point.
Because again, when you want to be married and you went to this process, because you think about people on this, they think this is their last opportunity. Some of them think this is my last shot to ever be married. And then you go all in. And when you go all in, you realize you crapped out. Like, oh crap, what's next? I think that's where she's at. That's where she at. August love story. You guys, what are your thoughts?
Oh, because you eating your snacks.
I'm the snack man.
Tommy just did the most awkward walk around to walk right here in front of me to sit down with this bowl of popcorn.
The baby was on the floor and I wasn't trying to distract him because he was chilling. And so I was like, can't go this way, can't go that way. I'll just go this way. But go right ahead, Archie.
Jasmine and Eris. Eris is what did Whitney say? I'm saving all my love for you.
Mm-hmm.
He's saving it all for somebody that's not Jazz.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna go to two.
You want us to go?
There we go.
Okay.
You got you.
Okay.
Quad
Quad
pulled the
just
cord.
decided he was gonna unplug everything.
Quad wants to be on TV, man. Quad like that.
That's what it
Quad
is.
with the business. He's like, I got something to say, and if I can't say nothing, neither can you.
You ain't gonna say nothing either.
Quad said, look, y'all, look, give me my snacks.
He is just there to I'm sorry, Eris is just there again so he doesn't get fined. Nobody wants to look like the bad person to bow out of the relationship because it's already hard enough to find enough footage to cover 4 couples as opposed to 5 couples. The production team is like, y'all got to do something, do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they're doing. He said he wanted to be called out when he's not doing things right. Just stop not doing things right. Like, it's really that easy. You only got 2 more weeks to pretend. Act like you like her. Act like something. I don't know what else he could be doing, but try something different because it's not working. Quad is the 5th member of Escape.
Oh, that's all you got?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Jasmine is fed up. And the only thing I hear is like, but I'm trying though. from Aries. And I hate to, it's just terrible, man. They just his try is too late, and I don't think it's nothing that they can actually that they can do. It's just a bad choice, you know. In the beginning you had hope, but in this I did. But in this episode it was like
Me too, Tommy. I had hope too, man.
right. But it's like when he said what did he say? Hugging, like she was like, we don't hug anymore, something like that. And he was like, hugging is the more you don't do it, the more awkward it becomes. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be awkward if you don't do it, but when you do it, there sparks a change. Therefore, okay, we can try something else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more so of now that's a more for me that's more of a giving up type of thing. But I get it on her end when they were talking about they were talking and he just felt like or she just felt like he was basically going through a book asking the questions, and it's like his try was a little too late. Like if this happens 2 weeks ago, right? I think they're fine. I think there's something that they can work out of. But at this point, I don't think they can work out of this. I don't think it's nothing he can do or say to change her mind about who she thinks he is. And there's nothing she can do or say for him to care more. Because even when they were sitting there talking to Dr. Pia, he had this look of I don't care. And that's weird. It's like you show no emotion when you talk. And this girl is looking for emotion, or this woman is looking for emotion from you, and you opening up about things that have hurt you before and stuff like that from from your dad dying and stuff like that, but it doesn't help her in the situation that you guys are in currently because it came too late. And it's just it's a tough situation to see because you can tell she wanted to do this, and it's you don't want to question a person's reason because we truly don't know, but it's like, why were you on this show? You know, why did you do this? Like, what could you have done better to make the chances of being married the actual goal? Or was the goal to just be on the show and get some type of small time fame? And so that comes into question. But I'm glad Dr. P didn't tell them to have sex with each other or do something like that, because that would have been bad advice. And then I'll be like, yeah, she needs to not come back on the show, you know. So
it's cool for Clint and Gina to have sex, but not for Jasmine and Aries.
yeah, because I think they're still trying, Clint and Gina, but Jasmine and Aries is like they not. It ain't gonna work. But Clint and Gina is from a lack of trying. So yeah, that's what I got for deal, man. I think I hit everything. Yeah. Oh.
I feel so bad for Jasmine right now. So bad for Jasmine, and specifically how she put in all that effort in the beginning for him just to like shoot her down, and then to come around and say, I was doing the questions with the fishbowl and she wasn't answering. And then the other day I was asking a barrage of questions trying to spark up a conversation. And then I looked at him and I said, so not only does your face not move and your cheeks look like the guy, the little monster from, is it Saw, with the little circles? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what thing he's from, but that's what he looked like. Then I looked at his eyes and I was like, I think they like off. Like, anyway, something is happening. Like, and so I go to my in the back of my mind and say, this is a gorgeous woman. For you to say that I clapped because they told me to is ridiculous. Because when she walked down the aisle, I had to go look at a photo. She looked absolutely gorgeous. No one would have had to tell you to clap. Even if you aren't attracted to her, you knew that she looked gorgeous. And you were able to say, you make a gorgeous bride, even if not for me. I'm hoping, the little snippet, I'm really hoping that she called it quits, because this is taking a toll on her emotionally. Like you said, Jackie, her being a mentor to women, to young girls, and then going and putting herself through this, not speaking up for herself, not sharing. And then, which one of y'all said something about him saying, was it you or Tika that said something about him saying, I want her to say something. I want her to, why do I have to be toxic with you? I don't want to be toxic with you. My energy does not want me to be like, you ain't right. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to express myself in the kind manner that I do, and it be reciprocated. Unfortunately, per usual, the experts got it wrong. They keep getting it wrong over and over and over again. And Dr. Pia giving them the lesson of, okay, we'll find a different type of intimacy in that whole conversation thing. And for him to say, oh, well, I tried. I'm just over him. I'm just over him. I'm just over him as this persona that he has on the screen. Because of course I don't know him in person. And then of course I feel like the cousin ain't helping. Every time he called her to complain, the cousin is probably saying, see, I told you you shouldn't have did it. Like, even though we ain't seeing it, I feel like in my spirit that when they on FaceTime and they away from the house or Jasmine not there, the cousin is saying, I told you not to do it. What's her name? Val. And I don't really have nothing else. You guys really hit all the points. Oh, I do have one more thing. So for him to be such a sexual being as he claims to have been, and he is not touching her, hugging her, holding her hand, kissing her forehead, brushing up against her, rubbing her arm, whatever, says to me, is he doing something else? Is he entertaining something else? Because he knows he's not gonna. For me, he's already at the place that he's saying no. There's no recovery for that for me. And so I'm all like, is he doing something else? And told the girl, I'm gonna marry at first sight, but I don't like my wife, and I'm gonna get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. For him to be so sexual, he was pressing that. That's just my thought process. I don't know which one of y'all sparked that in me when one of y'all was talking, and it sparked. Like, this dude is probably doing a whole lot of other things. Probably called an old girlfriend, his friend with benefits, a little sneaky link or somebody. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done. I don't like them. Him.
He might be having them late nights, long meetings.
Hey, Mac, I also agree with you. I think I said this maybe 3 seasons ago. I do not think that the experts match them. I think that the experts take pictures of them and do a matchmaking special, but I think production does all of the matching because they got to get the ratings part of it down.
Oh yeah, they can't possibly do that. They don't do the matching. They got somebody behind the scenes doing the matching. The casting director is doing the matching.
I would really think that at some point in the show, you actually put the people. Maybe the first episode, maybe the first 2 seasons were actually people. It was experts. But I would think as the show goes on and the drama, and as much as fans talk about it, and we talk about it, I would think that you at least try to get it right. At least give me 3 out of 5. Not people where you match. Think about this season and last season. There's people who ask you like, there's no way in the world these people should have been together. There's no way in the world that somebody actually sat down and said, you know what, I think this would be a good idea. This would actually work. Mm-hmm. Like, how much research do? You could have found Eris. That should be a question on the questionnaire. Once I go to your house and let you know that you've been on the show, when the last time you slept with somebody? And when Eris said, like, last night, dog, you're not the person.
I was gonna say, but you remember Boston? Was the Boston last season? Well, whenever Katina and Elijah was on the episode, right. and everybody said yes, we were mad about that.
Because we know that they were poorly, like, these people did not belong together. They was just saying yes because it felt like the right thing to do. That's what made us believe that they were getting paid to say yes. Because we're like, y'all can't possibly think that this is a good idea.
You do Mark the Shark and Lindsay wasn't supposed to be together.
Nah, they definitely was supposed to. I was mad.
Right.
Nah,
I'm just. It's just really, really. I don't know how they fix that part. Yeah, I really don't. And I wish that it was a way for them to fix it, but they can't because we want people. Well, me personally, I'm not speaking for everybody. I want people to get on here and really try. And if it don't work, it don't work. But if it does, that's a beautiful thing to see. You
Right.
know, and the show is just, it irks me when people don't try, like Clint and Gina, not trying, or Gina. I don't want to put Clint in that because he went on a apology tour like Ruben stuttered, and then here it is. He's here. He's playing the cards that he's dealt at this point, and then so you got Aris who has not shown any emotion this whole time, but like it's just weird, you know. But I like Nicole and Chris. They're working through things. I like Kirsten and Shaq. They're working through things, and they're messing up and saying, okay, what do I need to do?
Right.
Right. So it's like you get that. That's good to me, but it's the lack of trying, lack of effort. I don't like you, so I'm gonna move on and do something different. You know, that's the irking part. And then if they say yeah, you're like, no, no way. No way. You know, then we gotta wait until the reunion part to see if they really stuck together. Like that is it's frustrating, but it is what it is.
Right. I mean, it's like Katina and Elijah one. Every week they break up. The next week you see them together. They break up, then they're together. Break week, they're together. You know, you get that up and down roller coaster. You know, they're trying. But
Yeah, but it's like even with them, like personally, I'd be seeing them and I'm like, I really don't care about them at this point. But it's like on the show, there's no way they were supposed to be together. You know, from his old way of thinking and her new way of acting or like living, it's like, no, they don't work out with each other. You know, so I don't know.
yeah,
It's just frustrating.
it is. It is. It does get so frustrating sometimes when watching. Like, why don't you just, and as a from husband, I'm like, why don't you say this? This would really smooth this whole conversation out. This would really take this whole area, and y'all, this is not even really a big issue. But especially with this couple, Kirsten and Shaq, a lot of things they say, or like a lot of comments that turn into like blow ups, it's easily just listen to each other, have the communication, and be done with. You know, she called my man and said he was a masculine. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, didn't he change your tire at the beginning of the season? He left where he was at, left work, came to the garage, and changed your tire. And you saying he's not masculine? Did you just forget that he was taking care of your tire for you? Like, at what point? I understand what your daddy did, but he ain't your daddy. And Shaq need to come up and just come out of his mouth and just say, guess what? I'm not your daddy. I'm not your father. You want me to be, but I'm not. But I'm Shaq, and this is what I need to do. Because when she said he's not masculine enough, and when she took that long pause, it was like, oh shoot, like what are you? What? This is where we're getting ready to go now. Like you getting ready to go here? Like I'm here for it. I'm here for it. What you about to call this dude? What you about to come out your mouth and say? And then she really was like, this because my her daddy was a great man, might be a great man, but he must not have been a great man to the mama because they separated. They split. And he loved the girl. He must not really care about her much. But she's comparing. You can't keep comparing your husband to your father and expect him not to feel some type of way. And
Shaq, I ain't even met the man.
And right, haven't even met the man. And Shaq feels some type of way, and that's what's gonna make Shaq say no because he doesn't want to be compared to somebody else. And then I'll let you get to the whole not going to Memphis, Tennessee, and not supporting him. And there's some men who just want to be supported. And Shaq needs to be, he's there, he wants to be supported. He wants to be supported by her, some kind of affirmation. We know people like that. They need the affirmation. They need the encouragement. Now there's a point where you can't do it all the time. You can't be too much. But there's a point that you do give your husband, affirm your husband, affirm your wife, if that's their love language.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where we going first? Talisa?
We'll go to Talisa.
Oh, okay. You want to go with me first? That's fine. I can go first. Yeah, that whole Dr. Pia situation. I didn't know what was getting ready to come out of her mouth. Because we know that she was talking about his mannerisms and his
Mhm.
experience, not necessarily the things that he actually is showing, his the attributes that show masculine behavior, like uh, doing the changing the tire. I wish somebody would. I got to call AAA. You know, the actually he's very much so patient with her because I'll be irritated and I'll be thinking to myself, what's the problem? When y'all talk about Eris not having any emotion, Kristen does not show any emotion either. She is very the same no matter what conversations that we have with her, or he had we, like I'm in there talking to her. That they have with her. They have he's not, there's no intonation, no change in voice. I mean, her words say, I don't want you to feel this way, but her body language and the energy behind it does not say the same thing. One of the things the Dr. Pia exercise, I was mad at how they use that rope. Okay, shibari rope is a science. Okay, they could have went on YouTube and got some quick little how to tie somebody up. Listen, I know a little thing about shibari rope. Okay, so I'm just saying I was a little disappointed. Don't cover your face, Tommy. Okay, I was just a little disappointed at the shibari rope. Also, I just thought to myself, and you brought it up, Glenn, when you talked about affirmations. They need to do their love languages. All these people need to have a conversation about their love languages because, of course, his is words of affirmation. And then second, probably quality time. But hers are buy me things, give me gifts. That's how I know that you care about me. That whole buy me the house,
Yes.
buy me a car. It her love languages. So we ain't seen him buy her no flowers. We ain't seen him get her no little trinkets. I think that kind of stuff would help their relationship. I don't know. I don't really know. Like I was rooting for him in the beginning, but I'm all like, he's gonna constantly feel inadequate and constantly feel devalued and compared to her dad, especially if he doesn't speak up. I don't. Did they say where his father was? Does anybody? Oh, he died. No, he didn't die. That was an accident. That was the other dad. Where's his dad?
His dad's just not around, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's around.
Mm-hmm. So he
No,
does.
he met his dad when he was like 17.
Yeah, his biological father, he didn't have a relationship with him in his growing up. He didn't meet him until adulthood.
Yeah, so
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember. I knew it was something. But that's part of why he's probably wanting to meet Kirsten's dad and compare, like, oh, well, what should I do? How should I behave when I'm married? Don't ask him. The mama left him. Okay, don't ask him. The mama left him. He's not a good judge. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it a band. When it comes to marriage, he wasn't good, but for his daughter, yes. And the relationship between daughter and son is different than her daughter and son. Lord, daughter and dad is different than mother and father because you be a daddy's girl. So the world, oh, you the world to me. You don't do anything wrong. But my mama be like, your daddy was a whole ass asshole to Lisa. So I mean, you got to think about those things when she's asking him to be like her dad. I really don't have a lot to say about them. I don't really have a lot to say about none of these people no more. I'm just biding my time with y'all, enjoying looking at Quad, watching Tommy eat his snacks, look at Glenn and Jackie banter a little bit. I'm just enjoying the time that I have with y'all on Sunday. So yeah, okay.
We love you. We love you being here.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Let's go so I could be like over here smiling and agreeing, like, yep, what you said. Yeah.
That's all I be needing.
Tommy like affirmation too.
Right. Let me have it. Is it our turn?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go first?
That would be why I said go ahead.
I shall.
Okay.
Shaq went to Memphis. Kirsten didn't go. That's where you start off wrong. I think her biggest issue is that she didn't see her dad as a husband, and she hasn't had the conversation with her dad about being a husband. Because for her to see masculinity as a, what was it, as a thing that turned her on or something like that, or the thing that she liked was masculinity, but her definition, like things like everything can be masculine, right? You know, we have certain things that we look upon as being a man's role and a female's role. But the issue with that is everybody actually knows how to do everything that every each other needs to do, especially if you live by yourself. Like cook, cleaning, ironing, washing clothes. What else is something that's a quote unquote female trait? You know, changing a tire, changing oil, putting gas in your car. Those are man traits, but females do it.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like her view of masculinity is skewed,
Mhm.
and she needs to take a look at that, because the fact that this man knows how to sew, he has a bow tie business, he like has a bunch of plants,
He's a plant daddy.
he's a plant dad, and all these things doesn't make him less of a man. It actually makes him pretty smart, because plants are like, they're not the easiest thing to keep alive. And trust me, I know. Right, right. Man, but it's something to learn. You know, the fact that he likes to decorate the house, like anybody can do that, you know? So it's she's looking at him and not realizing the things that she's saying, the things that he's doing, and how it's affecting them as a couple. If she really likes him, she sits down and think, like I said in our review, I don't think that she thinks about the things that she's saying when it comes out. And then when she's like confronted about it, it's like, oh, I said that, you know, type of deal. But it's it's an unfair statement she said. And then the comparison for him to her dad, it's like, well, let him meet him. Let him build that relationship with your dad, so he can kind of understand some of the things um that you're requiring, right? And if that's the case, if some of these things that you're requiring are like, let me pump your gas, and he doesn't pump her gas or keep gas in the car, that's simple, right? But if it's like, allow him to build that relationship with your dad, because if your dad is so important for you and you're basing everything off of this person, well, why can't he meet him? Why can't he learn something from it? And it's like, it's just so unfair. Just sitting there watching that, and then he got to prove his manhood to her. Like, nobody needs to do that. Nobody should have be put in a situation to prove that they're a man or a woman. You're like, that's stupid. And I'm trying to think what else happened, man. She paused on that on the, do you think he's masculine? And she said something else that I was like, man, this girl is tripping. But that leads into the thing that I was saying about them earlier. Allow for those mistakes. Like, these are just mistakes that she's running into. I think is a character flaw too, but it's mistakes that she's running into, and he's not responding to it well, like right then and there. And sometimes you don't have to respond right then and there, but you have to let a person know, hey, we're gonna come back to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, those are the things that they can work through and try to figure out, how do we work through this? How do we get through this little hump before because I think he said he's not happy, he's grateful and overjoyous, which I was like, what does that mean? But but it's like, he's not happy. Can you be happy with this woman? You know, if you can't, what needs to happen? Is it something that she can change? Is it something that you can change? But don't come into the situation just like, oh, I'm not happy, but you know, this is what it is, you know, type of deal. So I mean, I think he needs to be more open about what's going on in the relationship, and she needs to think about what she's saying. What you got?
Um, the masculinity conversation is just awkward in general. I also have never thought about like masculinity in the terms that she's thinking about it. One of the things that she mentioned, she was like, he moved this box for me, and I was like, oh, that is so attractive. I'm like, so you just want somebody to do things for you. That's what it is. That's your version of masculinity. Do all the things that are too heavy for me to do or too daunting for me to want to do them. She also was talking about being tough, and she felt like her dad was tough, and I felt like Shaquille in that moment, like, what he got to do? He was like, I need to go beat somebody up, and I'm like, what do you have to do to be considered tough? Because it just, it doesn't make sense. And I don't understand. I think that she's gotten to the point where she feels like she likes him enough to let her guard down, but she doesn't like him enough to trust him. And she's still thinking that she's going to be the one that knows best about everything. But I'm like, Mama, you couldn't even get a nightstand. Like, you got to worry about some of the things that you had going on too.
Right.
Just, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't make sense. She's definitely going to have to figure out what is it about her dad that she has romanticized that's
Hmm.
keeping her from being able to be in a healthy relationship, because there's something that happened there that's being a block, because she's comparing everything that he does to her dad, and that just doesn't make sense or sit well.
Yeah, her dad. Real quick, he's after party. She mentioned several times that she's tried to get her dad and Shaq together, but their schedules have not been able to work. Um, I call BS on that because if you really want to meet somebody, you're gonna meet somebody, whether schedules working or not. You're gonna make sure you can make the time happen. She said they did speak on the telephone, but take it for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in the chat said, I hope Shaq's not disappointed when he meets her dad. He will be.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be disappointed.
She's
Um,
putting him on a crazy pedestal that just doesn't make sense.
mm-hmm. And this is what I was gonna say. I believe her dad showed up so much for her because he was making up for the fact that it didn't work out with her mom. And he ruined the family.
And on top of that, he was not a full-time dad. So when he
Mhm.
got to show up, he
There,
showed up with all roses and sunshine and rainbow.
there
He
you
didn't
go.
show up when the stuff was when it hit the fan, when the mama
Mhm.
called because some little girl was bullying or whatever. He was the hero all the time. So that whole pedestal thing you guys are talking about is, see, this is why I let y'all talk.
Uh-huh.
Everything y'all said is perfect. It's perfecto, muy perfecto.
It's just like the guy when I tuned into y'all's coffee break August love story when y'all were talking about the comedians, the guy Ali Sadiq. He said that the parent that you with all the time, they not the fun parent. They're not. The one that you don't see, they get to be the fun parent because they don't discipline you every day. They don't have to put up with your crap every day. So they pop in every once in a while. They take you to go jump around on the trampolines. They take you to the amusement park and then they disappear. So they show up really good and extra. Hopefully if they show up, because I mean they could be the absentee one, and then they be having you waiting for them to pick you up and they never come. But the ones that show up, oh, they go above and beyond because they're making up for what they're lacking because they're not in the house. So I think Shaq will be disappointed when he meets her dad. I like because I like what Talisa said. He ain't the best example of masculinity, husband, whatever the case may be. I would say also what Talisa said. They need to revisit their love languages because yes, Kirsten's love language is receiving gifts and acts of service.
Yes. I said random stuff. I was like, I don't know what I'm saying over here. I promise y'all, I was like, oh, what am I talking about? That's enough. It's y'all time.
That's what you said. That's what you said. And they really gonna have to get out of, because the thing that you learn when you talk about the love languages is you can't expect your love language to be your partner's. You have to operate in their love language, even though it may not be yours. So you might not be a physical touch person, but your spouse is. So you're going to have to stay there for that hug for 10 seconds.
No, longer than 10 seconds. Longer than 10 seconds.
You're going to have to get, that's a joke we have. You're going to have to stay in that hug a little bit longer. And you might be uncomfortable, but that's what your partner needs. And I'm so mad because I was rooting for Shaquille and Kirsten. I really was. I feel like
Tyra Banks.
I wish they don't have enough time to completely turn it around. They still got some time left, but I don't know. I think that when they FaceTimed each other, when Shaquille was in Memphis, like Shaquille acted real pissy. He was real. His face was like, "All right, yeah, I'm talking to you later." He act real pissy.
All right, tag me and boom. Let's not act like Shaquille don't get in his feelings too quick.
I know he left me hanging. You saw that?
So let's not act like Shaquille don't be in his feelings.
He do.
Shaquille gets in his feelings.
Yeah,
and that's where I think she also talked the masculinity part at, because he be in his feelings sometimes like a female. And I'm not saying in a way that you saw when he ate with the salad last week. He told her, "Can you close your?" He talked to her like she was a child. Stop smacking like that. Can you close your mouth when you eat? I'm like, dang, bro, you ain't had to say it like that. You could be like, here, we on camera. Here's a tissue. But the way he was saying it to her was like, yo, I'm tired of you. And he treated her like the comment came off as if he does that all the time. Mm-hmm. And you can see the frustration in the midst of his comments and what he was saying. You saw the frustration this week from him because she didn't go to Memphis with him. Mm-hmm. So when she's trying to engage and try to interact, he was in his feelings and he didn't want nothing to do with her. He was short. Y'all know how when you get mad, you real short. And he was short with her.
He hung up before she blew the kiss. She had to call him back. I was trying to blow you a kiss and you hung up before I could blow you the kiss.
Now, her talking a little bit irritating. Her voice, I'm just saying. The way she talk a little bit is a little bit irritating. I'm just saying, because she plays everything off and downplays everything, and that's not who she really is. You can tell she's faking, and she's not really invested. Now she may actually, I do think she actually likes him.
I think she likes him.
I think she really do care about him. But when he gets in his feelings and he doesn't get what he wants, or she's not meeting the status quo that he wants, I think he whines and he complains. Now, there's could be communication about it. Are you going to Memphis with me? Yes or no? I'm not going to Memphis. Cool. Why aren't you going to Memphis? I need to know what's in it for her to go to Memphis. Is she just going to follow you around all day and watch you do your thing? All right. Or is she going to go and y'all going to do things together? Because if I'm going to do things together with you, fine. But if I'm just going to be in the hotel room like I was when we went to Jackson, Mississippi, guess what?
I ain't doing that.
I ain't doing that.
But the thing about that is, even if that was the case, what made Shaquille upset is we had made plans. We had decided, you said you were coming to Memphis. And then next thing, you're making plans to do something else. Yeah. So I understand that, because you said you was coming and then you said you wasn't. And he was like, I'm not getting ready to beg you. I'm not going to beg you. You know what you said. You said you was coming and you didn't. So I mean, he still didn't have to be a brat about it. He didn't have to be, short with her. But yeah.
Yeah, she might be performing for the cameras. Shaq said before, she's one way when the cameras are on and she's another way when the cameras are off. So we'll see. Anybody else on Kirsten and Shaquille?
I agree with the acting a different way on camera, because she definitely it's like a switch turned on and all of a sudden she's hot and bothered with everything that he does. You got this rope, you gonna paint me. Oh, this is so attractive. And it's like, he couldn't even touch you like 3 weeks ago. Like, where did this come from? Like, what happened? Did I miss something? I don't know what I missed, but I missed something. Something happened that they didn't air. I need some bloopers.
I can't wait till next week so I can see what their interaction looks like with two people who have just consummated their marriage. I want to see what that looks like between the two of them. That's going to be very telling to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going. That's really going because you're right. That whole y'all with them antics and that switching up. I'm one way this way and one way she is. I don't know. It's something about her. It's just very like this to me. Very.
She went out looking for the. She's trying to be the trophy wife, and it's just not coming across that way.
She's not. She's spelling horribly at it. If that's what
and she's apparently in circles with people who are trophy wives.
trophy
Like my friends' husbands have bought them homes, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but you not them.
Yeah, and I'm not him. Didn't you hear me say I got a gang of loans? I got. Didn't you see I just graduated? Okay, I got a gang of loans, ma'am.
Right.
I don't even know if we're gonna be able to buy no house because the way these loans are set up.
And that's real.
She the real estate agent.
Real.
Hook the brother up. Hook yourself up, Miss Real Estate Agent. Find one that y'all can afford. What you can afford for? I mean, what you can qualify for.
And it's gonna be very difficult in Nashville to get what she wants, showing him a $2 million home on whatever his actual salary is, combined with student loans. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Some of them two loans, then they didn't made his income way little.
Right.
But what she bringing to the table?
If he's paying them during the pause.
Right. If he's paying them, he should be paying the smart thing. Y'all got student loans. Pay them bad boys during the pause. No interest. Zero interest. So when that, they keep extending it. But anyway, that's a whole different podcast, a whole different show. But they didn't even talk about which it's. I mean, this is what I look at with the house thing. I'm like, okay, he does his business or he does the school situation. You're just now starting as a real estate agent. I know some real estate agents who are just now starting out. She ain't making that type of bank unless she has something else. And when I say she just starting out, she didn't have a business. She's starting on her own. She didn't have no business logo. Didn't have no business cards. He helped her with all that stuff. So what are you bringing to the table? If you want me to buy this $2.9 million house.
He sounds like an asset to me. You can help me build my business. You can help me do the things to enhance myself and be able to buy the $2.9 million house without you. Okay, thank you.
Like, you heard what she said. I think it was attractive when he was working on the logo. It's attractive to her when somebody caters to her.
And that's what it is.
For free.
Yep. Yeah. For free.
I think I like that too, though. I ain't mad at her.
She said she was gonna pay.
No, but then she should be doing something for him.
She should be doing something reciprocating it. Absolutely.
She said she would reciprocate for him.
We're gonna see next week.
We'll see how it goes. Hey, you guys, anything else that you guys may have that you want to talk about on Married at First Sight? Recap it, your thoughts and feelings. Let us know.
No, man, I think we got one in the possible. Yeses.
Yeah.
On decision day.
Who is your one and who is your possible? I just want to hear.
Nicole and Chris and Kirsten and Shaq. Kirsten and Shaq is the possible.
Yeah.
I like them because like there's stuff that they're going through is because they don't know each other.
Yes.
And also that reason too, Talisa, but it's fixable. Like I think Eris and Jasmine is not fixable. I think Gina and Clint, if Gina tried, they probably would work out and probably last longer than anybody else has ever lasted. But they can't, like, she can't get out of her way. And Clint is just like, well, I'm gonna do this until I can.
I'm sorry, I meant to be on mute. I'm looking at a comment.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But I'm listening to him and he's like, man, he sounds like a little baby dinosaur.
And the problem is that he's doing it while he smiles, so he knows that he's just like being loud for no reason.
That's all I got, guys.
All right. Talisa, what you got?
I'm gonna agree with Tommy with the one in the possible, except for when he started talking about Clint and Gina, if they try, if you don't sit down with that, if you don't sit down with that, them is hopes and dreams deferred. Okay, not ever happening. They're never gonna happen. But the one and the possible, I'm with you. They are going. That's. I would like to see Kirsten and Shaq really put in effort, really try to make the changes that we see, that I know that they see. One of them being how they communicate with one another on what their needs are. But other than that, I'd just be happy to see y'all. So
yeah,
we'd be happy to see.
We happy to see you. I guess we all agree. I think one of the possible as of right now. Hopefully, Shaq and Kirsten can get their stuff together. Chris and Nicole, something really is going to have to happen bad for them not to end up together at the end of this process. I hope you. Anything?
I agree. One in a possible.
One in a possible. Hey, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, whatever you want to call it. I call it Resurrection Sunday over here. Each his own. Enjoy. Continue to make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell notification on whatever channel you're watching on. If you're watching on Talisa Ray's channel, hit the bell notification, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up on her video. If you're on August Love Story, make sure you hit the bell notification, that subscribe button. Also give it a thumbs up. You're on Jackie Glenn, hit the thumbs up and the bell button as well. Hey, appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank y'all for rocking with us. And we'll see you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Enjoy. Peace.
Peace.